he asks, how do you evaluate your own progression without having to ask your coach? And I think that this is a really good question because so many people, they act like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing by just walking up to their coach at the end of class and being like, hey, coach, what should I be working on? And your coach may have an answer, but if you have a bigger gym, even if, man, if your coach has more than 20 students on the mat, how do you expect them to be able to answer that question? And even if you rolled with your coach and then he just beat you down in that 1 5-minute round, how do you expect him to be able to answer that question? Most of the time, you have to be the one to answer that question. I can't just roll with somebody once and then be like, oh yeah, you're not doing this. And if you just did this, you would be able to beat me. You know, it doesn't work like that. There are so many little things that you need to do in order to be good. Now, this is, I think, the problem is most people, they don't begin with the end in mind. And so when we're looking at our own progression, one of the easiest things is saying like, hey, I specifically want to get better at ... I want to get better at half guard. I want to get better at sweeping from half guard. I'm terrible at this. I have no guard, and I find myself in half guard a lot. I want to get better at this. And so what you do then is you can then start positional sparring that position. You can start to spar half guard more. What will happen if you start to spar half guard more is you will notice yourself getting better. You will start to notice your own progression. But here's what most people do. They roll live all the time, and they don't have a focus when they're rolling. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with rolling live if you can figure out a way to have a focus and work that focus in your live rounds. But most people don't have a focus, and they just roll live.